This is Alison, and this is my reflection on the collaboration and collaborative tools used in this project. I would like to begin by discussing the tools. We use different collaborative tools for different purposes, including organisation, writing, and communication. First, I will discuss OneNote. We used OneNote to collate and organise research, create drafts and the final text, store all references and multimedia. We were able to simultaneously work on the same document, which ensured collaboration, and all information was stored on OneDrive, which meant that it was accessible on any device at any time by any author. I personally enjoy using OneNote in all areas of my life. I like that you can create notebooks and then sections and pages, which organises all the information easily. I like that authors can edit a document together. However, I do wish that track changes was an option, so you can see what author had edited what object, whereas here you can only see that someone has edited something. I also like that it negates the need for multiple Word documents, as that can be annoying to try and find what you were looking for. Here you can see that this section has multiple pages, and this is where Louise and I had written our own paragraphs and then taken the strengths from both texts to create a stronger conclusion. I'd now like to discuss Slack, which was our main communication channel. We discussed deadlines and ideas on Slack, we shared documents and images, kept each other updated on tasks, there was a record of conversations that we could search through, and we could pin important information on the sidebar. This also linked to Trello, which was useful at the beginning, so that we knew what tasks we were doing. There were some negatives of using Slack, such as notifications not being pushed, so valuable time was lost. Sometimes we overused it because it felt like social media, so we'd send lots of short messages even if the other person was not online. And there was a lack of an audio call function in the free version, which meant we needed to find another platform. In this image, you can see a conversation between Louise and myself on Slack. On the left, I can see that at the time of this picture, Louise was not online, and this was useful to know that I would not be receiving feedback from anything I said. The pinned items are on the right, and Louise and I can discuss policies and ethics, which was an important part of our assignment. At the beginning of our project, we used Trello to share tasks, set deadlines, and this definitely helped us have a good start to our project without delaying or procrastination. It stopped being used as often as it did in the beginning because deadlines would change frequently due to personal time conflicts, priorities changing due to feedback from plan and draft, or where we felt more attention was needed. Padlet was used in the beginning to create a mind map of ideas, but we didn't use it again, and personally I don't enjoy using Padlet extensively in academic writing. Facebook Messenger was used informally to alert the other person that they were online, as you can see in the picture, with Louise telling me she'd be online in 20 minutes, and on another day I said that I'm around and I'm online. The audio calls were useful to speak in greater detail, to gain clarification, or to use the other person as a sounding board, and it helped us to reach a shared understanding, especially if we had differing ideas. Sometimes giving feedback in written form can be misconstrued, whereas in an audio call you can give verbal feedback which shows the other person that you are listening and you are open to their ideas. The negatives were that it is blocked in China, so a VPN was needed, and when VPNs were blocked at the beginning of June, we were not able to use audio calls on Facebook Messenger. And sometimes the signal was weak, which made conversations frustrating. I'd now like to discuss the collaboration between Louise and myself. Overall, it was challenging and at sometimes stressful, especially towards the deadline, but it was a learning experience and I feel it was very rewarding. I've separated this part of the reflection into work and personal. Work-wise, I felt that we did an equal share of it, and we definitely had different strengths that we could play to. Louise was great at creating, she had knowledge of different collaborative platforms, and she recommended Rise and Slack and Trello. Whereas I discussed the use of OneNote to organise our work. We had different experience, and that brought forth different ideas of how gamification was used, and we could merge these ideas and also challenge our own experiences because we looked at different educational sectors. We both approached the research differently. Louise would often look for multimedia, whereas I was more traditional in just focusing on articles. And I truly felt we collaborated on this project. Personally, we needed to be flexible and understanding, as life sometimes just gets in the way, and we both work full-time with families, so sometimes it's not possible to work for as long as the other person. We needed to be honest when given feedback, and we had to organise our time to ensure that we weren't working up to the last minute. Collaboration can be difficult, but I'm truly grateful that I worked with Louise as we had the same work ethic and completed an equal share of the work. This is my reflection, created using QuickTime Player and Prezi. Thank you for listening.